Oleksandr Zinchenko has now officially left Manchester City as per multiple reports. Fabrizio Romano gave the here we go, I think, yesterday at the time of recording, and there's been follow-up reports today suggesting he has said his goodbyes to the squad and the staff and the whole thing. If I'm being totally honest, even though Zinchenko was never one of these extremely influential players that you would have said, I want them to be one of the first names in the team sheet every week, he still holds quite a special place in the hearts of most Manchester City fans, and it is quite hard to say goodbye to him. I mean, we did find it hard to say goodbye to Gabriel Jesus and to Raheem Sterling, and for me, it's just as hard to say goodbye to Zinchenko because of the way he is as a person, and he is someone who really embraced the club. He really embraced Manchester. He, more so than Sterling and Jesus, if we're being totally honest, he really, really fell in love with the club and the people and the ethos and everything. And it was a special time at the end of the season there when he won the league for the last time. He's a 4-time Premier League winner, multiple cups. He's had a great run, but it was a special moment, I think, that will always stand out for me, Rebel, is when we won the league there against Aston Villa last of the season, and he came over and he planted the Premier League trophy in front of the South Stand, right in front of me where I was. So I was meters away from him, and he puts the Ukraine flag around it. And I shed a few tears. I won't lie. I don't regularly shed tears, but that was a special moment, and I loved this guy's passion for the club, and I loved the way he multiple times was offered to move away, and he said, no, I want to stay and fight for my place. Out of position, I want to fight for my place and stay at this club. Rebel, he's a special player, someone every club will be lucky to have in their dressing room, and now Arsenal will get the privilege of having Zinchenko in their dressing room. Before we talk about the next part, how do you feel about the departure of Zinchenko?
It's actually really upsetting, he's a cult hero. He'll go down as a cult hero, he always gave everything. That's what he'd be remembered for. He'd be remembered for giving everything every time he stepped onto that pitch. Even if he was a bit shit, you could tell he had put everything he could into it. I love him. I really did love him. I think there's not a City fan who can't like him. He's just so likeable, and again, like you said, at the end of that season, if you could see how much it meant to him, and even now when he's leaving, you have people like Simon Baljowski, and I'm pretty sure Mike Minay put up something talking about how nice he was to journalists and all that. Like, there's nothing you can turn around and complain about with him. He always gave everything, and look, he wants to get regular minutes in not a competing team, but a team that are trying to make the breakthrough top four. I think he's a great sign for Arsenal, unfortunately, but it's also great business from City. They have flipped him on for, I think, 31 million more than they bought him for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good business. Like, I think 32 million is a good price for Arsenal, but I think we were also looking at his market value. It's in around 25 million. So we've done well to get that much out of him. Unfortunately, though, it's losing a massive head in the dressing room, and he will be missed regardless of who we bring in.
Yeah, it was his passion for the club and all that. It was, maybe he wasn't one of the most biggest names in the dressing room, to outside the world of Manchester City fans and that sort of thing. For as City fans, we loved him because of the way he was and his passion for playing for us and wanting to stay all the time and happy to play at a position. And he actually does have some great moments on the pitch as well. I'm not sitting here saying we only loved him because of the way he was as a person. He actually does have some great moments. We would not have qualified for our first ever Champions League final if it wasn't for Zinchenko. Some of those Champions League performances he put in were phenomenal. And then to touch on that Aston Villa game again at the end of the season there, he set up Rodri's goal, the second goal, by making a great run down the wing and cutting in and setting it up. I mean, this guy was influential in us competing and winning trophies. So, listen, Zinchenko, I genuinely do wish him the best of luck. I want him to succeed. He deserves game time. He really does. And unfortunately, he's not going to get it. Why? I'll read out Fabrizio Romano's tweet because it's a good little segue into the reason. Arsenal are already preparing official contracts and then scheduled medical tests for Zinchenko. I believe that's already been done at this point, by the way. Deal in place for a £30 million fee with City. Player accepted he's happy to work with that again. Well, I believe that's already done, according to other reports. But the next part is Man City prepared to push on Cucurella in the coming days. This has been the obvious pathway, the obvious route that City were taking was that we would let Zinchenko go to another club and we would push for Cucurella. It has been common knowledge now for months, really, a long time, that Pep has been a big admirer of Brighton's Marc Cucurella, and he has his admirers around the world, Cucurella, even though he only plays for Brighton, who don't get the most exposure around the world. He's still made headway. He's played for Spain a few times as well. He's quite clearly a well thought of left back. And Lewis kind of informed me a bit about him on the video I did last Friday with him, that he's actually a bit more attacking than I was aware of myself. So you can see why he is a Pep-style player. So according to The Sun, they say Man City are ready to step up their bid for Marc Cucurella, with Guardiola making a new left-back signing his only priority this summer. Brighton want 50 million, but City are reluctant to go that high, and Guardiola will look to do anything to secure his services. So it's kind of contradicting there that Brighton want 50 million, City are reluctant to do it, but Guardiola will do anything to secure his services. I think there's going to be a bit of negotiating here, because you can give your thoughts in a second, Rebel, is that the fact that we've now sold Zinchenko and we've made a public knowledge that we want a left back, another left back, Brighton will immediately say, okay, City clearly want another left back and clearly want our one. We're just going to bump up the premium even further than what we would ask from another club. So we're kind of in a catch-22 here. We want the player. It's so obvious Brighton are going to ask for more than he's probably worth right now, on the basis that it's rich Manchester City coming in need of another left back. It's a difficult one. I would like this player a lot. He's rated quite highly, like I said. And from my brief viewings of him, he looks like a very good player. And I think he's one of those players that Pep could develop into a really good player. Rebel, Cucurella in replace of Zinchenko. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a natural progression. Of course, as even before Zinchenko came out that he was going to move away, it was Cucurella. This is the man we want. This is what we feel like we need to get to move forward. And it's dead right, because like you and Lewis said, he's a very attacking fullback. He used to be a left midfielder when he played for Getafe in Barcelona. He can play on the left side of a tree. It's not really, his mainstay, but on that left hand side, he's been very good. I think he was voted. I think we've mentioned before, he's voted Brighton's fans on Player of the Season. He is very influential. A lot. Then put that together with City are looking for a left back. It's common knowledge. It's going to be bumped up. You're dead right about that. But you know what? I think we've come to terms with when we paid with the money for Grealish last season. I think we're kind of just over. I think we're going to pay what that club is quoting pretty much. Maybe get down by a few million or two. But again, we brought in enough money this summer. I think we sold 2 players since signing Calvin Phillips, which means there is money there to just go out and pay for Cucurella. I'd be really surprised it didn't get done. I'd be really, really surprised this didn't get done for around 45, maybe to 50 million. I'm really confident in getting it done. I think he's going to be a great addition if we sign him, if and when we sign him. I'm not sure what you'll think about it, to be honest, but the Brighton owner or chairman, I think, said if there's a deal to be done, if player wants to leave, then we will negotiate. So again, that kind of brings down their negotiating high ground a bit as well.
The bargaining power, if you like.
That's exactly the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it.
Paul Ballas says, expect formal contacts with City and Brighton to start soon for Cucurella. And then a quote from one of Graham Bailey's articles about it says he won't be cheap. So the thing is, it's going to be a game of tug of war really between City and Brighton as to how much each club is willing to give and take for this player. He's clearly highly thought of, and as me and Joe spoke about in a previous video, he's one that is very much for the future, because when Kyle Walker, like I said, does get on a bit too much, you could see Cancelo move into right full and Cucurella take over that official left back kind of spot. So it's one to keep an eye on, and it's one that I think is going to unfold quite quickly. Now, we know that City, from the start of the transfer window, they wanted to get their business done ASAP, as soon as possible, to get the squad together. Try maybe get him in for a preseason game. It would be great to get him in for the Bayern Munich game at the end of this week if possible, but it might be a bit ambitious to do that. But we know City want to get him done quick, and we know that from the common theme this summer has been that when Pep said, I want a player, the club have generally gone and got that player. So I'm confident, same as you, I'm confident this player will get done. I'm confident this player will be playing for Manchester City come the start of this season. Do keep an eye on it. We will keep giving you guys updates as we get them and giving you our thoughts on the situation as it unfolds. Get down below in the comments if you would, please. And also do us a massive favour if you would. We're so close. We're within 100 now of our goal of 3,000 subs. That would be absolutely amazing to try and hit that before the start of the season. So please subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. Share it around. Help us out. The big 3K would mean the world to us. And do get involved in the comments, like I said, on the Zinchenko leaving. Sad times. But also, new doors will open. Maybe Cucurella will come in hopefully soon. Good night and God bless.